Hey NorCal Carters, this is Jason, and in this video we're going to go into how to dismount the rim from the tire. So I will post a link to my last video. It was already 3 years ago actually that I made that video, and I told people I would post a link to the video of dismounting the tire. Never did it. 3 years ago. Time flies. And some of you will remember I had a camera. My little daughter was doing the camera work. So this video is not mounting the tire. This one is going to be dismounting. So we need a tire to start with on a rim. That's what I'm doing now. So we have the tire on the rim, okay? And I had to think this out because it's so natural when you do it a lot. Sometimes it's worse when you have to think. At least in my case, anytime I have to think, it's worse. So most tires and rims, you want to make sure that someone didn't glue them together. You want to make sure the bead locks are removed, if it has bead locks. If it's a two-piece rim, that's a whole different conversation. Won't go into that one right now. But you will need a bead breaker, and I'll do that video tonight as well. I'll do a bead breaker video. So the bead breaker is basically a tool, pushes down on the bead, breaks the bead off the edge of the rim, off this seal right here. So there's a little protrusion. I don't know if you can see it on my camera, but there's a lip, and the bead basically helps break that seat, and pushes it over the lip. So again, I'll do that video later, and some of the things to look for. So, taking the tire off the rim with no tools. So I'm right-handed, so I'm going to use most of the strength, and again, I got to really think this out. So what I'm doing is this part of the bead right here, you want to put into the shallowest part of the rim. You don't want it way out here. You want it in the shallow part of the rim. Now, I'm not going to lie, these rims are pretty easy because of the design. But some of them, like the low volume rims, go way deep in there, and they make it a little bit more difficult. But again, these go right in there. So you want the bead on one side as deep in that valley as possible. And again, I gotta think about it, so it's a little bit more difficult. So I take my left hand, I'm right-handed, I take my left hand, I'm rolling the bead back to the lowest part or the narrowest part of the rim. I grab with my left hand and I start pulling up on the rim, down on the tire. So can you see right here how the rim wants to drop into the tire? That's what you want. So you're trying to make the rim have the path of least resistance with the tire. So there you go. Do that. Grab the other side, push down. So there's one side. And then you basically do the same thing. I'm right-handed, so I'm using my left hand. I push, grip, and I roll back. Then I use the rim as a lever, and I just roll it out. So that's how I do it. So if you're mounting and dismounting tires, you want to pay attention to the rotation of the tire, especially if all you're doing is flipping it. So there you go. It's going back on. Okay, that's on. And the back side on most rims are usually smaller, so you always want to go with the smallest side. Lost my glasses. So there you have it. Dismounting your tire from the rim with no tire tools, or what are those called? Spoons. So there you have it. Next video will be the bead breaking tool. Thank you for watching.